Alabama escapes Jordan-Hare with a win, and it's the nightmare scenario for the ACC. Let's talk about all that for a Saturday night recap for all you college football night owls out there. There are still plenty of alarming signs for the Crimson Tide. It felt like they sleptwalked through the entire month of November, but they do escape on the road in a place where it's very difficult to win as an Alabama team versus an Auburn team that really didn't have a ton to play for on paper, but still a competitive game as we all expected. They escape with the win. They get a couple late calls that go in their favor, and they get the victory. Alabama most likely going to be a college football playoff team. Probably will have to go on the road in the first round, so it's going to be a tough one for a team that has not been playing their best football recently. But the second biggest story has to be in the ACC. Cal upsets SMU, Duke defeats Wake Forest, and that means 7-5 Duke. That's right, Duke is headed to the ACC title to play Virginia. If they win, it's likely the ACC will not get a single team in the college football playoff. That is absurd. Oregon was one of a plethora of top 10 teams headed on the road in rivalry week versus a rival, and the Huskies were a pretty scrappy team in this one, but the Ducks playing their best football late in the season. This one was never really in doubt. Even when the Huskies came within 5 late in that one, they hit a 64-yard touchdown catch and were able to put this one away and secure a first-round home playoff game. This was the exclamation point to end a magical regular season for Vanderbilt. A 10-2 season in the SEC, beating Tennessee on the road. Another ranked victory for the Commodores. They were an excellent team this year. The fact that they're most likely going to miss a playoff spot feels like an injustice. Even though you look at the spots, they don't technically deserve a playoff spot based on how things panned out because of how many other teams there are out there that have really good records, but it feels like a crime nonetheless. For those that were paying attention, Oklahoma had a bit of a scare versus LSU. They do end up closing this one out. They will be in the college football playoffs. They are very likely to host a playoff game. However, some alarming signs from their offense down the stretch here. They are going to have to seriously find ways to manufacture offense in the playoffs. They have a defense that is championship caliber and can get them some wins, but you just got to see a little bit more. It feels like if their downfall comes in the playoffs, it will be because of this offense. Got to give the shout out to Minnesota getting the win in rivalry weekend versus Wisconsin. Two teams that hate each other. Their whole season comes down to this. Minnesota let some games get away from them this year, but none of it matters because they were able to beat Wisconsin. Another shout out definitely belongs to USC getting the rivalry win over UCLA, taking care of business. 9-3 might not be the record that some USC fans wanted this year, but it's another positive sign of progression. The defense has started to get better. I am trusting the rebuild here at USC under Lincoln Riley. And finally, I shouted out Virginia earlier in the video, but they do dominate Virginia Tech. They have a spot in the ACC title game, and they will play Duke for a chance in the college football playoff. That is pretty remarkable for the Cavaliers. It is an all-time season for them. They have a chance to win their first ever outright ACC title. Unbelievable stuff.